Welcome to Noah's Agape Cafe, an inspiring cafe at the foot of the Julington Creek Bridge in the heart of Fruit Cove. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Beckie Shwartz, the owner and founder of the cafe. Hi Becky.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me here to interview you today.
Absolutely, I'm glad you're here.
So what inspired you to open the cafe, and what was your vision when you first had the idea to start it?
So I have a son, Noah, and he's 16 years old, and he has Down syndrome and autism, and he's also legally blind. And I was an advocate down south before I moved here, so it's definitely something that I've always known that we need more places for these adults to come work with intellectual differences and those folks in the spectrum as well. So when I moved here, it was always kind of in our heart that my husband and I wanted to open some kind of little cafe or something with Noah, but my parents actually gave me a little bit of early inheritance, so I had the funds to start our dream. And the more we got into it, it just kind of has evolved to what it is now. Originally, we were going to be like a little grab and go, and when I found out, we got the space and I got my 501c3, and then as I started looking into the menu and realizing that in order to have like a bagel toasted or a smoothie, you had to be like a license, like a different license, because we're going to be handling food. So with that, we ended up having to get out a lot of loans and credit card loans and all kinds of stuff to pay for all our equipment that I wasn't initially planning on doing. So, but we figured that it was probably going to be a good thing, because now when our kids come into the cafe, they're able to do culinary things as well, and these kids are learning how to cook and bake and read recipes and measure, and there's just so much more opportunity for the kids to learn. So it's been a really good change from what we originally thought it was going to be, but it's a little bit more work, and it definitely took a little bit more time to open. A lot of our equipment was on back order because of COVID and all that, so we were probably a good year before we opened.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about some of the menu items that are popular with your customers?
Sure. So everything we make here is on the premises, and we make Hispanic pita, and that seems to be a really good seller. And we make a blueberry French bread, French toast bake, and that's a good seller. And we have our chicken salad on a croissant that everybody seems to like. And we're working on a new summer menu with like a spring salad and a peach bar and some different drink options, like a strawberry lemonade. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're working on some summer menus. And we also just recently got together with Andy, the Rivertown Bearded Baker, and so now we carry his rolls as well. And we have an exclusive roll to Noah's Agape, and it's called Noah's Roll, and it's basically like a caramel macchiato with espresso chips on top.
Wow, that sounds delicious.
It's really good.
Can you describe the ambience and the atmosphere of the cafe, and what kind of experience you hope to provide for customers when they come in?
Sure. We just recently put in the couches and the little chair, and it gives it more of like a little coffee shop atmosphere, I think. I wanted it to be homey. All the furniture that we got is not restaurant furniture. We actually got it from Orange Park Furniture, and just places that I saw something on sale and went and got that. So everything is basically, I want it to be like you were sitting in your own home, very relaxing and inviting. And in the back we have a big long table that people will sit at, and they reserve time slots for like Bible studies or meetings of, we have mortgage brokers and real estate agents and all kinds of people. We have the HOA meeting here last night, so it is available to rent or to reserve for bigger events. We have done some bigger events as well. We just want it to be inviting and kid-friendly, and where you can either sit and read a book, or you can sit and do a Bible study, or just sit with your laptop and you just feel comfortable.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you stay involved in the local community, and what kind of business partnerships and events do you participate in?
Okay. So we have the kids from North Florida School of Special Education, and we're considered like a CBI, which is community-based instruction. So the kids come here with their job coach, and so we're partnering with them. We make bags, and we have bags, and we fill them up with toiletries and stuff, and we give that out to the homeless. We have had a couple of people who were homeless, who were struggling. They happen to know that they can come in here, and I can feed their bellies for them.
Can you share any exciting plans or projects in the future that you have planned for the cafe?
Okay, so the biggest thing that we're trying to do now is get our VR vendor, which is Voc Rehab, and once we get that, we'll be able to hire more adults with intellectual differences or on the spectrum. VR helps those looking for jobs, and they help pay for those hours, and then we get paid as well for employing that certain population. So we're able to employ more people, and they'll have a job coach with them, so that will be helpful. And we also plan on doing like a little resource event I'm working on right now, and I'm trying to get like 4 to 6 small nonprofits that are just kind of starting out. We're looking at partnering with Barnabas and Isaiah House and Roy, which is Rescue Our Youth, Trinitas Church. So that's going to be coming up, just a little resource fair. Like I said, just 4 or 6 vendors to help the community be aware of what the need is. And St. John's is like one of the most affluent counties in the state of Florida. And so there's so much money out there, but there's so much need. And I think people don't realize that there's such a need because we're supposed to be so affluent. And I think a lot of times that people don't know where to help or don't know what are those agencies or whatever, they're actually legit, and they can see that their money is really going to help those in the community. So we're just raising awareness to more as to what the need is and how you can help.
And last question, what do you hope customers will take away from their experience at Noah's Cafe?
I want them to come in with a heart ready to just be open and leave like with such a smile on their face and such a full heart, because the kids we have working here are just so much fun, and we just have such a good time. And we're working with all kinds of intellectual disabilities, and we're working with kids on the spectrum and whatever. It's, just acceptance. And I think a lot of times people really don't understand certain differences. And we just want to be open to all and very inclusive, and we just love on everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time to tell us about your wonderful business today, Becky. And if you're in the neighborhood, if you're in the Fruit Cove area, be sure to stop in and support Noah's Agape Cafe.